Check out Netflix surging to a brand new all-time high today, and that's not even the craziest chart of Netflix you will see today. Check out our chart of the day. Netflix daily app downloads just hitting their highest levels of the year, thanks in part to its new hit show, Squid Games, which went to #1 in 90 countries, including the U.S., and currently holds a 93% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes. If you somehow have not already heard of Squid Games, here are the Fast Money Cliff Notes. It's a South Korean dystopian thriller series centered around contestants playing a series of children's games to win a life-changing amount of money and freedom from massive debt. But always there is a catch. The contestants quickly learn that the game is about more than just winning, and if you lose, you die. So there it is in a nutshell. So the stakes, much like Netflix's shares, are higher than ever. So how are you trading the record run, Tim?
Well, look, Squid Games or not, Netflix, which was dead money from July through August of 2020 to 2021, has broken out on a combination of, look, I think the expectation in 2 weeks is that subs come in better than the 3.5 million. That was a terrible, 2Q number, and I think some of the pull forward that you saw from COVID, you now have much better comps, and you're getting past some of those tough comps. We talked about the gaming story, the acquisition of Night School, to what extent that means, but Reed Hastings goes from just talking about a concept to really putting it into place. No additional cost, more engagement. So look, I've never been a buyer. By the way, a little victory lap for Tom Rogers, who's talked about Netflix for a long time. That content slate right now is getting a lot of kudos from not just me, but I think more importantly, a lot of other people that continue to stay engaged. So I think it goes higher.
Dan, I feel like you might be the one panelist on tonight who may have watched Squid Game or knew what it was before we told everybody about it. Do you like Netflix here?
Well, it's pretty fascinating. What Tim is referring to is Jeff Bezos actually tweeted about Reed Hastings and Ted Sarandos, who runs content over there, just giving them kudos, as Guy likes to say, about the quality of the content. And, just when you thought we watched everything on the internet during the pandemic, these guys have been pumping out stuff that literally, like you said, Mel, it's #1 in 90 countries, including the U.S. So to me, that is a huge reason why you're seeing those app downloads and why investors may have greater confidence about those sub numbers. But the setup reminds me very similar to Amazon over the summer into their Q2 print. The stock had broken out after being dead money for a long time, and then it was disappointing, and it came in kind of hard. So I'm not sure you chase this thing at this point, because even if they pulled forward a little bit with the Squid Games, it might revert back a little bit right after.
What this also tells you is that there is a bigger pool for potential content if you factor in international content, which viewers in the United States or elsewhere are willing to watch subtitles or watch it dubbed, Jeff Mills, which, I mean, that's I don't want to say a game changer for Netflix, but that means big things in terms of its content spend.
No, it's very important, and it's a constant content battle, and that's what we're seeing between all these platforms. And it's the new stuff, it's the old stuff. Much to my wife's disappointment, Seinfeld is now on Netflix, so I've started watching that again, so that's pulling me back in. So there's plenty there to keep users engaged, and obviously that's the name of the game. I think Netflix is a stock trading at 51 times forward. It's somewhat expensive for this market in the sense that if rates continue to drift higher, if we see some of these longer duration cash flow stocks get hit, Netflix could get put into that bucket. But, over the long term, I like the fact that the valuation continues to come down. They've shown that they're able to sustain strong revenue growth because they have pricing power. It doesn't necessarily affect the customer churn as much as you might think. And I think if you use reasonable assumptions for revenue growth, even a valuation multiple down the line for a more mature company, I think there's reasonable upside in the stock. The last thing I'll say, and this will be my second self-would you rather, so I'll probably get put in the penalty box, but I always think about Disney in comparison, just given Disney Plus now. And I lean in that direction a little bit simply because I think they have scope to raise the prices versus competitors like Netflix who are already at that higher price point.
I've both rolled my eyes and put you in the ledger, Jeff Mills. You are warned. Guy Dami, what do you think of Netflix here?
First of all, Squid Games to me is season 3, episode 20 of The Odd Couple, #1. #2, I've never seen Seinfeld, nor will I see it on the Netflix. #3, with everybody putting plus at the end of their name, at a certain point it doesn't matter anymore. Notice Netflix hasn't done that. #4, Reed Hastings, stud, said many times on this show. Number 5, you own the stock into earnings on the 19th of October, but I understand what Dan is saying, so maybe you pull the ripcord ahead and look for a pullback to that 585 level. But it's Netflix and everyone else, something we've said on this show for years.